and they have, I think they're gearing up toward Joe Biden. I think internally they've concluded that it is likely their opponent will be Biden. He grew up in Scranton, moved to Delaware, so they know Pennsylvania's in play big time.
So you say they've kind of recalibrated their...
Yeah.
Can you explain what you mean by that? And does that resonate with you?
Well, I think they, by recalibrating, I think they realize that they've got to spend an awful lot of effort on their campaign. So what the Trump people have done is loaded up their campaign over 2 years out before the presidential election with a lot of their talented people. Normally you don't do it this soon, but they are up full speed and running hard as if the election were next year. Mm-hmm. And, or not, well, this year, I mean, in 2019, not 2020.
Well, now Trump himself is not going to change. Personality, I don't.
No, but it's two things. One, it's how you message him, and number two, how you attack the opponent. And I think where Trump was successful in 2016 was the fact that Hillary Clinton was not a likable person. And I wonder how many people voted for Donald Trump, not because of him, but because of their dislike for Hillary Clinton. Mm-hmm. And, you try and figure that out. If anybody can, they're going to get paid a lot of money to be a campaign advisor.
Okay, so let's talk about some of his policies now.
Sure.
Republicans are traditionally free trade, and so now we're tariffing.
Right.
And of course, also the budget is big deficit.
Sure.
So, how do you feel about this personally?
Well, let's deal with the budget first. I'm pretty strong that we have to get to a neutral budget where revenue coming in and expenses going out are pretty much the same, at the same level. We're not there. And in a good economy, one would think that would happen. The problem that Trump has and faces is that he's got a Democratic House of Representatives. And that's because I think the House Republican caucus was very split on what to do in 2016 and 17 when they had control of the House and the Senate and the presidency. Mm-hmm. You had the budget hawks, the conservatives, about 40, who were pushing for, again, a budget, a balanced budget. They didn't get it, so the Democrats are in. They're not going to give Trump a balanced budget for him to take credit. Right. So we're kind of back where we were. I read the report, fascinated. First of all, Mueller is a straight-up, stand-up guy. No nonsense. And
have you ever met him?
No, okay. Have not. But I got invited years ago to a White House event that I think he was probably there, but I couldn't attend because I was stuck here doing trials.
Yeah.
But what was fascinating to me is that there were really no leaks out of his team throughout the entire process until the very end when they leaked a letter that Mueller wrote to Attorney General Barr criticizing the way the media was portraying his report.
Right.
So the thing that was, I thought, what's the word I would search for is kind of disappointing, is that he didn't come to a conclusion on the obstruction of justice. Obstruction of justice, frankly, as a prosecutor, is somewhat of a nebulous charge. It's so broadly defined that lots of things can be considered obstruction of justice, but they can be argued by the defense that it's really a zealous person protecting his own interest. Yeah. So I thought he should have come to a conclusion one way or another, not let it up to the Attorney General.